Hello, Living in Boulder vlog for the 17th of July. Now it's like 8:30 in the morning. I was just talking for about 20 minutes. 20 minutes, for the last 20 minutes I was talking. I must be under a lot of stress right now. I think that's what it is. Not because of my life, because I have my mother. I'm fighting my mother. So I was talking to my camera for 20 minutes thinking that I hit record. But then I realized I wasn't even in video mode. I was in photo mode. So that's how like stressed out I am. I can't even function correctly anymore. I should be relaxed and happy, but my mom has this thing where she connects riding your bike with having to get a job. As soon as you get ahead of your life enough to be able to ride your bike, then you should be not riding your bike. You should be go looking for a minimum wage job, even if you have enough money. It's not about the money. It's about earning your keep in life. You have to earn your keep in life by earning your money with some job you don't like with no money, because even if you have money, because now you have enough time to ride your bike. That's basically what it is. It's been like this from the beginning of time. Yeah, so basically what happened yesterday was yesterday was my very final day. I have to keep looking at my camera because now I'm like paranoid. I'm not recording. Yesterday was my last day of organizing my house, renovating my house with my mother. She come over here. She went and bought like the final can of spray paint. I'm talking with my eyes closed to help me concentrate. But I guess I'm not that high right now, so I don't need to. But she brought the spray paint over, and we were gonna spray paint, but she wanted to go and look at textiles over at Joann's store, fabric store. So we looked at the textiles and chose a blue pattern, and we're gonna come back here and piece it together with even more padding. But she wanted to go to the flooring place to see how much it would cost to get the new rug in, so we know how much to charge my roommate. And then I came back here and was organizing, fixing a little bit of things. Yesterday I think I started, or maybe it was at night, painting here in my room and my bathroom. And but yesterday when I came home, I was a little bit burnt out. I was stressed because that's when it's because I said, I was like, okay, cool, we're done organizing. Now I can finally get in shape, because I'm realizing how out of shape I am. Oh my God, I gotta get in shape. The only thing that matters is getting in shape. So then the light bulb went off in her. Ding! Oh no, get a job. No biking, only a job, any old job, just the job now to earn the keep. And I was like, I have money. You don't have money. There is no money. Never to be money. Okay, well, I'll make money. Never to make money. Never ever to make money. Never ever. And I'm like, my entire life? I'm never going to make money in my entire life? Like 50 more years working how I am? And I'm never going to make a penny with my website or YouTube. Never, never to do. Never ever to do. Why? Because the last 13 years, nothing. Therefore, nothing in the future, ever. So you must stop it. And so you go get the job. And I was like, why do you need me to stop? Get a job? I already explained to you that I will. I'll make money. And she goes, no, I've seen it. Nobody cares. Oh, that's her other thing. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about it. Nobody's ever going to care. And I go, well, no, you make it with the ads and then people care. No, people are in survival mode. So I have to convince her that there's part of an economy that's not survival mode, or that the world is working the same as always worked. But she thinks everybody's in survival mode, starving to death. And so that's why you're never going to make money streaming or making a website, because nobody goes to the internet anymore, because they're always trying to survive and they're starving to death. And so that's why I need to go out and get a minimum wage job, any old job, just the job to earn my keep so I don't starve to death. Just make sure you don't ride the bike, because that means you're not getting the job to keep you from starving to death, even if you have the money, because you have to earn the keep. And don't try to do it with your website or YouTube, because everybody's in survival mode because they don't have time to do it. I offered her to film, to film the conversations. Of course, she would never allow herself to be filmed because she knows what she's saying doesn't make any sense. But she even mentioned she was writing me a letter because I don't let her talk, which is not true. So I told her I would read the letter on YouTube. So then she shut up. I don't think she's going to write the letter now, because her main objective is to not be heard. And that's why I told her, and so she said that, of course, with that logic, she says I need to stop doing the videos because I do them with my eyes closed. And I told him, well, it's better to do a video with your eyes closed than to not do a video at all. But she thinks it's better to not do the video at all because she thinks you shouldn't do the video in the first place, because that's forcing you to share your ideas, and nobody cares that you share your ideas, so that's why you shouldn't. It's just this convoluted mess. And if you get one or two loops into her, if you do one lap through her convoluted mind, and then you point her anything of these things that didn't make sense, that's when her whole ideal will collapse in on itself and she'll run away from you. I gotta go. You're just insulting me and attacking me. And I'm like, no, I'm just trying to defend myself. So anyway. So I think I'm going to have to not talk to my mother anymore because I don't trust her anymore. She had me blow $800 on a painter because she wanted to hang out with her friend, her painter friend. But I think that she was trying to make me blow $800 to try to make me feel broke so that I would get a job. I don't think it was about helping me paint my house or renovating my house any quicker or making it easier for me. I think she was deliberately trying to make me go broke so that I would have to go get a job. So I feel cheated, lied to, manipulated. And I told her yesterday, I was like, look, the one time where you don't want to be barking at me to get a job and do a band and everything that I'm doing is when I'm trying to get in shape. The day that I'm trying to get in shape and writing, please let me just focus on that. And she goes, no, now is the time. Now is the time for balance. You work at 9 to 5 and then you have balance with the other things. You stop it. And I'm like, no, there won't be time for anything. So, yeah, I'm going to have to cut off my mother, man. I was saying this in my last video before I realized that it wasn't recording, which must mean I'm in an incredible amount of stress right now when I'm not even noticing that I'm not recording. Oh shit, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah, if anybody tells you that you're never going to make money and never going to make a single penny doing what you're doing and nobody's ever going to care, that's basically the same thing. I don't know if they realize it or whatever, but it's basically the same thing of telling somebody that they as a person are nothing and are never going to amount to anything, and better stop trying to accomplish anything. And if anybody says anything like that to you, you should cut them out, man. Like I've never maintained contact with anybody who's talked to me like that before. But the question is, what if it's your own parent who's saying that to you? Do you cut your parent off? Like, what trumps what? Your self-respect and self-dignity, or loyalty to your parent? And I know a lot of people cut their parents off. Probably most people would. I think that's what I'm going to have to do. That's what I feel like doing now. I guess I could go over there and help her with errands or hauling stuff around, vacuum her house. But I don't think I'm going to call her anymore to go on bike rides or to hang out or anything. She's just pure toxicity, man. And she wants to wallow in her crap. That's her problem to do that. So, yeah, I'm going to cut her free. Forget about her. And it's a pity that she has to do it at the same exact day because she connects the two. She connects bicycle riding with starving to death. And I could not get her to agree. I could not get her to just agree to leave me alone for now. She's sticking to her guns that no, now's the time. Now's the time to get the job. First you get the job, and then you go on the bike ride, but you don't go on the bike ride and then get the job. Even if you have the money, which I do. I have the money. I don't have any problems with money. I'm about $10,000 in credit card debt, but I paid off the expensive one. So all I have to do is pay off my minimum and then a little bit above that, not buy anymore, and then make my own money on my own thing. So, but no more speaking to the mother. So, yeah, I got up at 6. I got to sleep early yesterday. I was relaxing. I was so stressed out from hearing that from my mother, having to remember what she's all about and having to recalibrate. She's just toxic. When I look at my mother, I don't see a person. I see this crying lump of tub of lard, like this creature that looks like Jabba the Hutt. This Jabba the Hutt creature crying, sitting in a pool of urine and feces, and pointing at you, telling you that nothing is to become and you must stop it now. My father was the same way. They were the Jabba the Hutt tubs of sweating fat with bugs flying around them, going nothing to be. There was another person who reminds me of that. You know, you have to, because people have roundabout ways of telling you you're crap. I had this teacher named Dorian Yates in college. Did this class. It was like first semester of college, and it was integrated. So you're supposed to do the whole thing, and then so they made her my advisor, and I'm like, okay, so the beginning of sophomore year, you're supposed to choose your major. I go, hey, what about this design your own major? Because that's the reason I went to Fort Loser College in the first place. You design your own major, you get to choose what classes you take so you can graduate in 4 years. And she goes, oh no, you can't design your major because they only want to choose the easy classes. So you have to choose a major. So I chose English, and then they never had any classes available, so I could never fill my schedule, and I was doing, even after summer classes, couldn't even graduate in 4 years because of that. And they were always these classes, because I could only choose like 3 or 4 classes a semester, and they were always the last classes I would take. It was like spelling and like classes I don't even remember. I could only remember maybe a couple of classes I took in my entire college because I wasn't allowed to choose my classes, because they only take the easy classes if they're allowed to choose their major. And so that's basically a roundabout saying it's not just me, but everybody who goes to Fort Loser College is such an idiot. They don't want to learn, and so they have to be forced to learn. But the classes that they're forced to study are the easy classes that nobody would want to learn anyway. It's just insanity. So I should have looked at that and been like, oh my God, you're calling me a moron, and everybody here is a moron, doesn't want to learn. Okay, I got to extricate myself from this situation. Or make sure I get you fired or whatever, or cause a hoopla and see if they want me actually in this hellhole of a school or not. You know, I guess they want to, because that's the bluff. They bluff to kick you out. So anyways, that's just another example of hearing something, a bold-faced insult against you, and then you don't do anything about it, and then it just gets worse, you know? You have to cut these things in the bud. I knew this kid who was retarded because I had to work washing dishes at a diner in Durango. I was doing summer class. He was this Oklahoma kid. He was barely illiterate. And he got like fired from the job because he couldn't do it. And anyway, I had this climbing wall, and I showed him how to belay me because I was trying to be his friend, and he wasn't letting me move up it because I had to go to the side a little bit. So I had told him to set a little bit of more line to the rope, but he gave me so much that this hold broke off, and I fell and sprained my ankle because he didn't know how to belay me. Well, I should have fired him then. I should have been like, you're not my friend. I'm going to walk with a limp the rest of my life because of you, which I do now, 25 years later. But then he got kicked out of his house for burglarizing his house, and I let him move in with us. But because of that, he ended up burglarizing us and stealing all of our stuff, thousands of dollars, a kid's bike, my statue, everybody, $1,500 of drawing supplies for my other roommate and everything, and threatened to kill another roommate as they were leaving. And like, for what? Because I didn't nip it in the bud and fire him the day that he injured my ankle for not belaying me right, you know. So anyways, so I just can't continue anymore with my mom. She is not in my corner. Another reason, I think I mentioned this in the last video, that I'm dealing with these problems is my brother wants a house, and he wants me to sell my place in order for him to get his chunk money to go get a house. But then where would I live? They didn't think that through, and my other brother wants to do the same thing, and now my mom. And it's like, you know, I was living with my mom when he was there, but I got kicked out, and I was only living in like her office. And then he decided to move out on his own and get a house. And I'm like, look, why don't you just inherit her house? We all have a house already. There's 3 houses. Just wait for her to die in like 5 years. But he's stubborn. He wants his own house. So now I have to sell my house so that he can get his house. And so, yeah, nobody in my family cares about me or knows what's going on. But I'm not going to listen to my mother anymore. I'm done with her. I think she's a sabotage monster. She tricked me into spending $800 on a painter so that I would deliberately go broke so I'd have to get a job. Because she equates riding a bicycle with wasting your life away, and you need to go get a job immediately or else you're going to starve to death, because nothing's going to ever become of anything that you do on your own. Because she's never accomplished really anything. She was talking about she wanted to write a book, but she never even got started with it. And she's been doing aromatherapy, but she doesn't make any money off of it. She makes her money off Social Security that she made from being a nurse. So you know, don't get and my father never did anything with his life. So of course that's why he told me that I needed to not ever do anything. He told me I wanted to be a bike racer when I was in high school, and he told me to stop. He said, don't race next year. So, but now I'm 47 years old. All of a sudden, it took me this long, but I finally realized the reason he said that was because he doesn't do anything. He never did anything in his life. Somebody doesn't ever accomplish anything or aspire to accomplish anything, it's assured. They're going to tell you to stop doing whatever you're doing. That's what they're going to do. It's written in the code. So if you're around people who don't do anything, don't even tell them what you're doing. Because all they're going to do is tell you to not do it anymore. They're going to put more energy into trying to make you stop it than they're ever going to put into trying to listen to you. So yeah, that's what I need to remember that about my mom, like who it is, the person I'm dealing with. Yeah, I mean, especially when I'm trying to start getting in shape again, that's when she's gonna try to throw everything at me to make me, get a job, any old job to pay up. Oh my God, because I'm never gonna make money. Oh my God, it's better to just stop, cut in the bud, and then make it one of these, treating them like a child. You know, a lot of people say when people get really old, they become like children. So then you have to treat them like a child, you know, like little Johnny. I want my ice cream. I want my ice cream. Buy me my ice cream. It's the same thing with an 80-year-old, you know. You have to stop bicycling. You have to stop bicycling and get the job. No, So it's better to be like, Johnny, okay, sorry, little Johnny boy. Okay, I'm going to go now. It's like, oh, sorry, old lady, I'm going to go now. You can holler and wail and moan, but I'm going to be out of your earshot. So anyways, let's keep it under 20 minutes. I'm going to go on a ride today, and I have to the problem is it's kind of hard to enjoy the ride when I have this barking monster lady, in my ear. It's kind of like with my roommate. when he moved out, I had to move all of his stuff out too, because I don't want any of his energy in here, because it just reminds me of somebody in here all the time, like looking at me in my business or causing problems. And so, but once you get the stuff out and a few weeks go by, you kind of get your life back, and you're not distracted anymore. So same thing with my mom. If I just have to stop talking to her, and then when I get on a bike and I'm about to go on a bike ride, I'm not thinking about my mother the whole time.
You have to stop it. None of this. The job, though. The job. The job. Earn your keep. There's no money.
There is money. I am earning my keep, and I need to go on a bike ride, not get a job. So, yeah, I'm just not going to talk to her, and hopefully in a month, in a week, I'll be in my own mind, and not worrying about her bullshit, her crap. And if she wants to go on a bike ride, she'll just have to do that on her own, I think. So, luckily I got started early. I was up at 6 this morning. And then I was going to, like, originally try to get up super early and ride, but it's good enough just to get up at 6 and to pick up my room and organize. I wasn't able to organize it last night. I was depressed. I was too depressed last night because I was talking to my mother. So I just was watching movies with Kirsten, and so I couldn't pick up my room. But I'm going to pick up my room, go on a ride, and try to not speak to the mother again. And if I have to, about simple logistic things, just super simple, no talking, no personal conversation. No, don't disclose anything to her, and then just hit that hang up button and just keep the nastiness away. And hopefully she'll die. At this point, I don't even care if she dies. Like, if she died next year, next week, it's actually better for me, because I don't have. It's extremely toxic. It's like pouring acid on me. It's the negativity outweighs the good. It's time for a person to die. That's why people get old and they need to die, because they're just destructive to the world. They try their hardest to keep people from being themselves. They, like, to the point of yelling and screaming and throwing and sabotaging. And the world never changes because old people change their mind. The only way the world ever changed or ever will change is old people fucking die. And then the only people left around are the people whose heads are screwed on just a little bit tighter, until they go bobble-headed and their heads fall off and they have to die. And then they're replaced by new people who are more in alignment with the current world. So I think she's run her course. I'm done with her. I'm done with my mother. Forever. I'm done. She can die. And maybe in a week or 2 weeks, I'll get her toxicity out of my mind, and I can focus on my own life and get stuff done. Because I'm too distracted now to be able to listen to a book or something. I'll be hearing her voice at me.
Don't do this. Never to accomplish it, ever. No listening to it. You'll get hit by a car. You'll fall off the bike and break the arm. You'll catch your death as soon as there's a breeze. You have to stop it now.
I have to hear the book. I can't be hearing the voice of the old goblin woman. So, maybe I'm hoping I'll bring myself back together in like a week and be able to do audiobooks. I'm not going to be smoking any weed. So I think I'm going to ride up in the hill. Ride up in the hills, up and over again, up and down all day long. And do climbing. For the first day today. I'm going to listen to music, though, and organize while I have my phone plugged in. I want to make sure my phone is fully charged before I go out. All right, I'll talk to you tomorrow.